Hi, lowCarbs attempts to show you the quick change of households in energy consumption behavior if a carbon tax is introduced. lowCarbs is targeted at age groups 12 years and older. It is played between pairs and requires a pack of 32 cards, Chameleon dollars, and a calculator and timer, which are not provided. lowCarbs is played in 3 sessions of 7, 4 and 2 minutes intervals. Try to strictly adhere to the time limits allotted to each session for suspenseful fun. At the end of each session, each player calculates his total carbon emissions if a camp suite has been acquired. The game can potentially be won at the end of any of the sessions if the exact amount of carbon tax that meets the total emissions of a camp suite is paid by at least one of the players. The following table shows the carbon tax to be paid against the total carbon emissions of a camp suite. If at the end of a session a player has a camp suite with more than enough money to pay for the tax, but without the appropriate denominator notes to pay for the exact amount, then he has to negotiate with his opponent for change. If the opponent agrees to give change, then the player has to pay his opponent $10 for the favor or transaction. The game continues to the next session if the player fails to pay for the transaction or the opponent refuses to oblige. lowCarbs is started with a common pool of money of 151 Chameleon dollars that can be accessed by both players. The number of denominator notes for the money should always be as shown in the table. During playing, a player can forego picking up a card by getting 5 Chameleon dollars in any denominator notes from the common pool. Getting a denominator note of greater than $5 means that the player should give back the difference to the common pool. Let us now play the game in order to hammer the concepts home. We start off with a common pool of money of 151 Chameleon dollars, shuffle the 32 cards and issue each player with 8 cards. As you can see, these cards do not necessarily represent a camp suite. We do the same for player A and place the remaining cards face down. Spread out the cards for both players such that we can see what we are doing. It's player A's turn to pick up a card. And it's a cool cooker which replaces an ugly light bulb. Let's stop for a while and assess player A's situation. Decisions have to be made to either pick up a card to inch towards a camp suite, or to get rid of an appliance with high emissions, or to forego the card for 5 Chameleon dollars. And it's now player B's turn. Player B has one thing in mind: money first and the lowCarbs second. Therefore, he goes for the $5 all in $1 denominator notes. The race is on in the first session, which lasts for 7 minutes. It is a scramble trying to get a camp suite and also money in the right denominator notes in case there is a tax to pay. We fast forward the playing to the end of the first session. We start with player A, who now has a cam suite, and we sum up the carbon emissions. That's a total of 1751 kilograms carbon, and his total amount of money at the moment is $95 Chameleon. With that amount of carbon emissions, player A needs $151 for tax, which he doesn't have and cannot therefore close the game. Player B also has a cam suite, and we sum up the carbon emissions. That's a total of 1759 kilograms carbon, and his total amount of money is $55 Chameleon. With that amount of carbon emissions, player B needs $151 for tax, which he doesn't have, and that means the game goes into the second session. No clear winner at this stage, but pressure is mounting up because of limited time. Player A eventually wins the game at the end of the third session, paying a carbon tax of $91 Chameleon in the appropriate denominations. Have fun!